I've been thinking about a lot of things lately, and some of those things have included this idea that nothing in this concrete world has meaning except for people and interpersonal relation. And I've talked a lot about that in recent videos. And I've been thinking about a lot of things, and what I was thinking about this morning after I got up was just like the fact of how this atheist, theist kind of beliefs in God or lack of belief, whichever, can determine your stance on a certain other thing. And I was just thinking, on a video I made yesterday, um, I was kind of saying, I was kind of talking about this little circle of meaning or something, and I was talking about some other stuff too, really, just Sartre and Heidegger and Buber, and even Derrida. And I was saying how when you realize that none of this concrete stuff here, or none of this stuff in this world, the way that you look at the world with the I-it relation, how none of that has meaning at all. And the only two possible things that could have meaning would be people or God. And I was just thinking, well, and if you're an atheist, then it's just people. And then I was thinking about how, a lot of other things, how your religious belief in God or not can change your belief in that. And I was just thinking about the way I've been thinking about things, with respect to stuff like this idea of meaning in interpersonal relation, or meaning with relation with God, and stuff like that. What if the idea of there being a God or not wasn't prior to these questions of meaning in the world? What if, because like what I was doing is I was thinking like, well, if you believe in God, then there's possibility of meaning in God and people. If you don't believe in God, then there's just possibility of meaning in people, interpersonal relation. And what if we just looked at it with like an unbiased idea of religion, an unbiased belief, like no belief, like not no belief or belief, not the two binaries that's commonly thought about, but more so thinking about this stuff in terms of having a tabula rasa when it comes to religion, unbiased thoughts of religion, thinking about this concept of meaning, while keeping religion out of it first. Not even thinking about whether there is a God here. Because the way I've been thinking is that, the way you think about God or not determines your views on other things below that. It will determine your view on things otherwise. So, what if we had like a tabula rasa thing in your unbiased perception, not religionless, but a middle neutral ground when it comes to religion. That way, thinking about whether there is a God or not can be secondary to understanding things like the only meaning in the world is people, because from that, from understanding that and acting upon that, then from there one can get a sense of whether there is a God or not. And having beliefs in God or not should come secondary to things like where the meaning in the world is, and understanding that meaning is in interpersonal relation. Then belief in God can come following that, following the actions that you do upon this truth that the only meaning in the world is interpersonal relation with people, the I-thou relation. And I think this kind of comes down to a lot of videos from Conference Report, who talks a lot about belief. He has a video called, what was it called? I forget. He had a video that was just talking about belief, and he gave a link to a Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy article on belief, and he has a different. He also has a video called "Do Theists and Atheists really exist?" And he was kind of what he's been doing in lots of his videos is breaking down this binary dichotomy between theism and atheism, and saying that there is middle grounds between belief or not. I'm going to put some links to some of his videos on that, but I would just encourage you to subscribe to his channel. He has a lot of rich thought there. It's really good. So if you like that kind of thing, that's what he's very interesting to watch, and it's very thought provoking. So yeah, I just want to think about it like that, because I guess if we can argue on belief, theism, and atheism with respect to how Conference Report sees it, this non-binary, non-dichotomy, but rather a spectrum of belief between the two, on both ends, and between both of them too, maybe we can come to some sort of unbiased, tabula rasa idea of religion when going in to things like when going into other questions of the world, when going into other philosophical and scientific questions. And this is I'm a theist. So that's not meaning to say I don't want to make everything secular or anything. I just want to think about this and think about other things first, because I think that if we think about these other things first, thinking about these other theories, philosophical and scientific and psychological theories first, it's from that we can secondarily, think about whether there's a God or not, and where you place yourself on the spectrum of belief.